now for the person we've all been waiting for to see today, our next governor, Steve Beshear.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. My friends, it's time to take back the governor's mansion for the working families of this state, isn't it? You know, on December the 11th, when I stand up in front of God and the Commonwealth of Kentucky and put my right hand in the air and put my left hand on that Bible and take that oath of office, part of that oath says that you will solemnly swear to execute the office of governor according to law. And folks, that's the important phrase, according to law. And it is time, it is long past time, that the word illegal describes the actions of our governor and of our state administration in France. I don't have to tell you what's gone on. That fella ran in 2003 promising that if elected, he would clean the mess up in Frankfurt and do away with waste, fraud, and abuse. But yet, almost from day one after he went in office, that administration has been racked by allegations of scandal and corruption. Within a year, after a whistleblower came forward and blew the whistle on how they were violating the merit system laws, 27 people in his administration were indicted, and then the governor himself was indicted. And how did he respond to that? He pardoned his whole administration. He took the Fifth Amendment when he was called in front of a grand jury to tell the truth about his role in that administration and in that scandal. Folks, it is time to clean that mess up finally, and we're going to do it on November the 6th. This bunch wants to talk about morality and values, and I'm glad they do, because it's about time they started living a little morality and values for a change. Let me tell you something. For every lie they tell about us in this campaign, we're just going to tell the truth about them, and the truth will prevail over any lie they can make up about us. I can tell you that. These values they want to talk about. Let me tell you the values that we all hold dear. We've got over 550,000 Kentuckians in this state that have no health care insurance. 81,000 of them are children. And my friends, it's immoral that this bunch has sat there for the last 4 years and done absolutely nothing about getting health care coverage for those Kentuckians. We've got senior citizens in this state who are having to make the choice between putting food on the table and buying the prescription drugs that they need to stay alive and stay healthy. And my friends, it's immoral that this bunch for the last 4 years has done nothing to help our senior citizens afford their prescription drugs. My friends, it is immoral to try to make this state a right to work for less state. It is immoral to try to take prevailing wage and mess up that law so that our folks don't make a living wage on public projects. Yes, we're ready to talk about values, and we're ready to talk about morality. And that's what we need you to do with us this last 8 weeks. I like this presentation that was put on because, folks, that's where this election is. I know you've seen all these early polls. I like them. I'm the first to tell you I like them. But you know what they are? They're early polls. The only poll that counts is on November the 6th. And the only people that they count are the ones we get there to vote. And that's it. So we're going to get out here and do our part. We're going to campaign hard. Daniel, myself, all of this ticket, we're running like we're 10 points down every day between now and November 6th. But I need you to participate in this program and in this campaign. I need you to be talking to your members at the work site. There is nothing like doing that, and the more we do it, the more we will be able to get the vote out that we need. I need that local union mail sent out. The mailings that you all do are essential to convince our folks to get out there and vote, and to vote the right way. We need you in these walks. We need you in these walks, and I'm going to be out there with you in these walks, because there is nothing like walking up to your neighborhood door and knocking on that door and talking to people about this election. And we need you on those phones. We're going to try to visit the phone banks that you all set up as much as we can to thank people for what you're doing. Folks, TV is great. We're going to be on TV, but let me tell you something. I've never seen an election won that wasn't won on the ground in our precincts, in our communities, in our hometowns, and that's where we've got to win this election.
You're going to be on Hillbilly Report, too.
Yes, we are, and I'm glad of that. Let me tell you, I've been introduced recently by two different folks, and you talk about pulling these together. One of them was Rick Pitino, and the other was Joe Hall. That's a pretty good combination. And they introduced me the same way. They said, you know, Steve and Daniel, they're comfortably ahead right now. But they said, the worst feeling I've ever had in the pit of my stomach is when we go in at halftime 20 points up. Because he said, we rack our brains. What can we tell these kids to get them revved up for this second half? What can we say to make sure that they go out there and play as hard as they can play so that this team can't come back on them? Folks, that's where we are. Now, we're not at halftime. We're about 8 minutes to go, 8 weeks to go. But we cannot be complacent. We cannot sit back on our heels and think this is over, because it's not. Every one of us has seen elections that have been turned on their head within a week. We cannot afford to not be diligent, and I know that you will be. I'm going to tell you that I have never seen any groups anywhere that can do the ground game like you can do them. You know how to do it, and if you will join with us and do it as hard as you can, we will celebrate a great victory on November 6th, and then we really will take this state back for the working men and women of Kentucky. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Let's get out there and do this. Thank you.